Okay, Balance Protocol Enviro. Here is the promised video in regards to the question. Shout out to Kelly. Okay, so here's the deal when it comes to control pause. So the question was, is it affected by stress and different things like that? Well, the answer is absolutely yes. So let's get to the question. So the question was, as a body and energy worker, I keep both feet on the floor while treating, and sometimes with big releases, I'll blow out the energy through my mouth. Okay, couple of things, and this will make all the difference in the world, because I've trained lots of massage therapists in my time, Reiki practitioners, and so forth and so on. So one of the really cool things that you can do while you're working on your patients is to be grounded. If at all possible, makes all the difference in the world, because you'll learn this as you go through the modules, that the body electric has a situation where it will affect breathing. Okay, when you are in the energy field of one of your particular patients, it will affect the way you breathe. Because remember, breath is an unconscious response to mitigating what's going on in your environment. Okay, so the key is to be connected to the earth as much as you can if you're going to be A, in a stressful situation, and B, most importantly, touching patients. Now, you can do that therapeutically by actually wearing grounding shoes or creating grounding shoes. And I did have a video for you guys on that, but I'm having to reshoot it because if you saw another video I talked about, I lost some of the data. It was terrible. So anyways, you can actually poke holes through just about any shoe and create a metal connector through there, which will get you grounded. So I know when I'm walking around the office and stuff like that, well, when I was, that's what I would do. I would be connected as much as I possibly could. My table would actually be connected and grounded to a dedicated ground outside of, through one of the windows into the space, because of course I would do manipulation, crack the spine, acupuncture, massage, therapeutically, just to work a particular area with some active release technique and stuff like that. So I like to have my patient grounded, I like to have me grounded, and of course that is a very beneficial thing. Not all practitioners have the ability to do that. Heck, you might. There were times I was working in a hospital and it was on an upper floor. Can't necessarily do that, but I just don't want to, water down the standard. If you can get there, that's fantastic. So as a practitioner, be mindful of being connected while you're doing that. The next thing is also being mindful of the fact that we want to match our breathing to our patient so our resonant frequency can kind of get into sync, okay? And oftentimes that's going to adjust how we breathe, right? Because sometimes we will actually artificially induce ourselves into a hyperventilation to match the patient, and then as we adjust our breathing, we can get the patient's breathing to match ours as well, okay? So that's another tip. The other thing about it is this. There are going to be times when hyperventilation can be beneficial. There are times, and different breathing methods, and different yoga teachers will do it, in martial arts they do it. What I don't want everybody to think is that it's always pathologic, or it's, remember, we got to stay away from dogma, that it's a bad thing to breathe deeply. I'm not saying that. But as a general rule, if you're in a stressful situation, I don't recommend that you take a deep breath. What you actually want to do is you want to do that balanced breathing. You want to go in the nose for 5, hold for 5, out for 5 with the nose, and then pause for 5. Remember, bump, 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 bump. When I'm talking on these videos, I tend to be a mouth breather. I'm taking in more oxygen because my energy is up and things of that nature. So it's not a bad thing to breathe through the mouth always. I'm talking about on a regular basis, okay? So there are times, the take home here is that there are times when it is appropriate to induce a resonant frequency change. If you're doing energy and body work with patients and stuff like that, you want to match your patient's breathing, so that will happen, okay? Now, here's the thing. A lot of times people think that they're a nose breather, but indeed they're not, okay? If you are more a nose breather, your control pause is not going to be generally less than 20. When you're conscious of it, you might be breathing in and out of your nose during the day, but guess what? When you're sleeping, 6 to 9 hours, mouth is out. And that's when it's really going to make all the difference in the world. So the take home is when you really want to know what you really want to do is what your control pause is, that morning control pause. That's what I said in the module. So what you want to do is upon awakening into, consciousness of the day, remember you're still going to kind of be in that alpha to beta state. You're going to make that little shift. Go ahead and do your control pause. That's what your real control pause is, okay? Generally, that's going to give you the best value to measure what your training and routines are going to actually be doing as an effect. You want to see how they're controlling or contributing to your morning control pause, okay? Once you do your exercises and you get up to a control pause in the morning of 20 or greater, that's when you want to definitely be taping your mouth at night to kind of make that shift from the 20s to the 30s. Because you'll see tremendous benefit. Changes everything. I'm trying to tell you guys, if you just trust me on this and you do your exercises and you apply it, you're going to see things come back online that otherwise we were blaming on different things, all the way from autoimmune diseases to Hashimoto's to thyroid problems to weight problems. It really is that. Because remember, your control pause is reflective of your body oxygen level, okay? And if you don't have enough carbon dioxide, your body's not going to be able to deliver that oxygen to the tissues, all right? So measure your CP in the morning. That's what you want to go off of. You want to go ahead and make sure that you do your exercises, start working on them, okay? If ever you find yourself in a stressful situation and you're kind of done in your stress, well, that actually is a good time to do your control pause exercises, because you're going to be switching those controls in your brain to not only get you out of stress, because you're going to start doing your exercises, but it also is an opportunity to rewire and to entrain the brain to, even in stressful situations, not to hyperventilate. Okay, so I feel like holding it makes now. The thing is this: when you're doing your exercises, your control pause exercises, okay? I gave you the different levels, right? The 3 different depths. As you progress through it, one of the big mistakes that oftentimes people make is they go through the exercises and start getting to that medium to strong air hunger, and then when they let go, they go. And you just basically ruin or neutralize the effect. You only want to go, you want to judge your exercise level and depth and pushing yourself based upon, can you relax into your body after that highest level of air hunger that you're getting to. Don't hyperventilate afterwards. That's why it's really important that you get one of these pulse oximeters, okay? And you know and watch what it's actually doing. Makes all the difference in the world. I usually keep mine right here on my desk because I like to play with mine from time to time to make sure I don't come out of sync. All right. So hopefully that answers your question. If you're doing energy and body work and things like that, it's okay to do big releases. Right? It's not a big deal, but you do actually have to make sure you do your other exercises, because you will unentrain, if you will, yourself, and that's the detriment that a lot of practitioners have. We make like the worst patients, right? It's like physician heal thyself. Remember that? So you got to do your work, because what we're doing will oftentimes give us physiological detriment over time. And believe you me, if you touch patients long enough, you can feel that, and it actually does sap it out of you. One of the fun things I actually do, and I might do a module on this, not a module, but I'll do a little video for you guys, because I know there's a lot of you clinicians in here, is I'll actually manipulate the patient and also do massage and energy work while I actually have electrical current tabs on my hand. So I'll put a positive and negative terminal on my hand, so that actually when I touch the patient, boom, it throws that microcurrent into them. It's DC electric current. I've done it with macro current or larger currents, just like galvanic and stuff like that. But then I'll also do it with milliamps, right? And manipulate different needles, but using it on my hands. That's one of the cool things that I pioneered back in the day. Kind of blows people's mind, because you're feeling the electricity when you're touching the patient, and you start touching acupuncture needles or places on their ears or acupressure points, or doing craniosacral stuff when you're electrified with DC current. It's pretty amazing. But anyways, control pause in the morning is about 20 seconds. Yes, so stress in the morning can do a difference. That's the whole thing. If you get under stress, it's going to change the way you respirate, right? If you get shocked, or startled or loud noise or mind, and you start racing and things like that, you tend to what? You tend to hyperventilate. The key is to calm and relax yourself, to recognize where you are in that moment and bring it down, okay? The key is to recognize it and then go to the balanced breathing. If your first mechanism you can ever learn to do is identify, oh, it's stressful, balance breathe. And that'll rock you right into it. Okay, at minimum, apply that technique. Don't necessarily feel like, okay, I'm stressful now, I'm going to take a minute and I'm going to do 2 to 10 minutes of my control pause exercises. Okay, if you can, that's fantastic, because you wouldn't believe how amazing that is. I like to do it and recognize it when I'm under stress. Start with balanced breathing and then start doing my exercises, because it changes my brain. It's the same thing when we neurologically take people out of certain emotional states. But anyways, I'm rambling on that. Yes, so Kelly, it absolutely does. It makes a big difference. So you got to control your mind. Remember, the eyes are the windows to the soul. Your breathing is what opens that or closes that window. Okay, so if you ever want to control your mind, control your breathing. It will submit to it. It's a powerful thing. Okay, so keep on helping patients with that energy work. It's a fantastic thing, but don't sacrifice your health in the process. Okay, so you're going to have to do that. Do your exercises, especially if you keep doing those big releases and hyperventilating and keeping that oxygen binding affinity to your red blood cells by the nature of your business. Hopefully that helps. And you guys keep your questions coming. I'll answer them as I possibly can. That's the whole fun thing about this is I'd much rather make these videos answering these questions than typing things out, because I can get in here, publish, and get off of this EMF bomb. I already spend too much time in it. Okay? So, enjoy your night. I'm out.